A long, long time ago, in a quiet village in Korea, there lived a kind man named Shim Hak-kyu. He was a respected village helper who read letters and helped with simple tasks. People called him Bongsa, not because it was a high official rank, but out of respect for his work. But one day, misfortune came to his family. He began to lose his eyesight from an unknown illness. After he became completely blind, people still called him by his old title, Bongsa, with the same kindness and respect. Even though he could no longer see, he lived a peaceful life with his loving wife, and they were happy together. One day, something wonderful happened. A baby girl was born to him and his wife. They named her Shimcheong. But soon after her birth, after such a joyful news, there came also a sad one. Shimcheong's mother became very sick and passed away soon after giving birth. Shim Bongsa was left alone to care for his baby daughter. But how could a blind man feed and raise a baby all by himself? The people in the village saw Shim Hak-kyu's sorrow. They knew the baby needed help. So the kind women in the village shared what they had. Some gave warm blankets, others brought rice or soup, and the mothers who had babies of their own gave Shimcheong milk to drink. Shimcheong is everyone's daughter now, they said. Shimcheong grew up strong and kind. She learned to bow politely to her elders and to help others with a smile. She was loved by everyone in the village, and she loved them back. But more than anyone, she loved her father, who had raised her with gentle hands and a warm heart. As Shimcheong grew older, she worked very hard. Even when she was still small, she swept the floor, cooked rice, and helped her father walk safely. She fetched water from the well, and doing laundries even with those small hands. But what hurt her most was that she could not help her father see. She wished every day that he could look at her face and see the sun and sky. Her heart was full of love and also a quiet sadness. One cold winter day, while Shimcheong was out looking for firewood, her father tried to walk alone to the temple, but without his daughter's help, he stumbled into a deep ditch. A kind Buddhist monk happened to be passing by. He heard the old man's cries and helped him climb out. He gave Shim Bongsa water he carried and listened to his troubles attentively. The monk said carefully, "If you offer 300 bags of rice to the Buddha and prayed with all your heart, your sight will return." Shim Bongsa was filled with hope. Without thinking, he said, "Yes, I promise to offer 300 bags." But after the monk left, Shim Bongsa became very quiet, suddenly realizing his poor situation. How could a poor blind man get 300 bags of rice? He sighed and sighed. But he did not tell Shimcheong. He did not want to make her worried about it. But the news quickly spread among neighbors. One day, Shimcheong went to the market to buy tofu and salt. As she walked past the crowds, she heard some people talking. "Did you hear? That Shim Bongsa promised 300 bags of rice to the temple to open his eyes. How will he ever pay that much?" Shimcheong stopped in her tracks. Her eyes grew wide. "So that's why father has been so sad," she whispered. That night, she sat quietly beside the fire, thinking and thinking. She stared at her hands. They were small and worn from work. What could she do? How could she ever get that much rice? She looked at her father's sleeping face, and her heart ached. The next morning, she visited the village shopkeeper to ask if there was any way to earn more money. The old shopkeeper looked at her kindly and said, "I heard something strange yesterday. Some sailors from the west are looking for someone. They say they need a brave person, and in return, they are offering 300 bags of rice. You might want to ask around the market." Shimcheong thanked him and hurried off. As she walked through the market, her ears caught the sound of loud voices. She saw a group of sailors standing on crates, calling out to the crowd. "We are sailing across the Indang Sea," one shouted. "But the waters are wild, and the Dragon King is angry. Our ship cannot pass safely unless we offer someone brave to calm the sea. We have tried many times, but every time we turn back in fear. The wind pushes us, and the waves grow taller." Another sailor added, "Long ago, it was said that if someone gives their life to the sea, the Dragon King will be pleased and let the ships through. We have no choice. If no one steps forward, we will never return home. So we are asking, no begging, for someone brave to help us. If someone will jump into the sea for us, we will give 300 bags of rice to that person's family." Many people turned away. No one wanted to face the sea. Shimcheong's heart pounded. She stood still. The wind brushed her hair. And in that moment, she knew what she had to do. That night, Shimcheong could not sleep. She looked at her father's face as he rested. She thought about all the times he had held her hand, told her stories, and smiled even though he could not see. She made a decision. The next morning, Shimcheong went to the sailors. "I will go into the sea," she said. The sailors were shocked. You are just a girl. Do you know what this means?" "Yes," Shimcheong said. "But I am not afraid. I want to help my father to see. If my sacrifice can do it, I will do it." The sailors was moved by Shimcheong's decisiveness and finally agreed. They gave her the 300 bags of rice, and Shimcheong brought them to the temple. Shimcheong did not tell her father the truth. She said, "I found work with a rich family far away. I will send money soon." "You are such a little girl. How can you do such hard work?" After Shimcheong's sincere requests, he finally agreed her to go. "Be safe, my dear Shimcheong." On the day of the sailing, sailors gave her the best dress to show the greatest respect to the Dragon King of the West Sea. The sailors looked nervous. The sky was grey, the waves were strong. Shimcheong stood tall. When the drum sounded, she closed her eyes and jumped into the deep, dark sea.